Alright, so let's take a look at our review. Still continuing with the review for the final. There's, I don't know if it's 92 or 96, like 92 questions on the final. So that's why we're taking a whole week to review. The first part, says plot each point. You guys know it in each parentheses, the first value, the x value, tells me whether I move to the right or to the left. First number tells me right or left. Right if it's positive, left if it's negative. The second number tells me if I move up or down. Up if it's positive, down if it's negative. So looking at the first value on I, positive 4 tells me I move to the right. Negative 1 tells me I move down. So starting from the origin, starting right there from where the two x and the y axis intersect, I'm gonna go 4 to the right and 1 down, and that's gonna give me the point I. For h, I'm moving to the left and going up, and I'm looking at the signs. So starting from the origin, let me go 2 to the left and 1 up, so that gives me my point h. Then if I look at g, I'm going to move to the right and then I'm going to move down. So starting from the origin, let me go 5 to the right and 2 down. So that gives me the point G. And I gave you guys 8 of these in the review. There's 3 points each question. On the final, there will be 4 of these and only 1 point. So instead of 3 points, 1 point. But there's 4 questions. There's 4 questions like this on the final. So any questions for the review? Let's take a look at number 9. Now we got to give the coordinates, so we have to give the numbers that were given earlier. So for h, I'm going to write them up here at the right. For h, start from the origin, I have to move 3 to the left. So let me put a negative 3, because I'm moving 3 to the left. And then I don't move up or down, like I stay there. So the way we say don't move, we put a 0. So we move 3 to the left, and then don't move. Now for point I, starting from the origin, I'm going to go 4 to the left and 1 down. So let me put 4 to the left and 1 down. For J, seems like I have to go 1 to the right and 5 down. So 1 to the right and 5 down. Once again, the coordinates tells you how to move to get to the point. Now, once again, there's 4 of these on the final. Questions 9 through 16, there's 4 of these. And instead of 3 points like I'm doing on the review, only the coordinates of 1 point. Any questions up until 16? Let's take a look at question number 17. Give, bless. Giving you guys a line. It says find the slope of each line. Slope is for the inclination. For a slope, we need 2 points. And I'm going to get points that I could see the coordinates of it. Like you guys see those lines up and down? You're going to get 2 points where 2 lines intersect. What I mean with that is you guys could choose this point, you guys could choose this point, or you guys could choose this one. We have 3 points we could choose from. We only need 2. And you use any 2 you want. Like I said, in this case, there's 3. Since I only need 2, my case, let me erase the one in the middle. Like I said, I only need 2. It doesn't matter which 2. Okay, so my slope is going to be a fraction. The top number will tell me up or down. The bottom number will tell me right or left. So, and then this is how I'm traveling from one point to the other. So it seems like on one point, I'm going to start at this point. It seems like I have to go up, and I'm counting my spaces. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it seems like I'm going up 8 spaces. Like I said, I'm traveling from one point to the other. I go up, and then I go to the right 2 spaces. So my slope will be 8 over 2. I'm saying I'm going up 8 and 2 to the right. If I would have gone down, instead of positive 8, I would have said negative 8. If I would have gone to the left, instead of positive, I would have written negative. And then simplify your fraction if you can. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. And to simplify your fraction, since we have 3 points, and I said pick any two, I know the initial numbers will be different. It could be different. But once we all simplify, we get the same thing. That's why I said get any two numbers. Once you simplify, we all get the same thing. If you guys would have started from the other point, this is going down 8, so it's negative 8. Because you're going down, so it's negative now. This is going to the left too, so it's negative as well. But in that one, you will have to go negative 8 divided by negative 2, which still gives me to positive 4. It doesn't matter which point you start from. I prefer to start the one that is farthest to the left. Okay. So this takes us up until number 24. And there's 4 of these on the final as well. Any questions? Anything up until 24? No? Oh no, this is you. All right, let's take a look at number 25. Find the slope of the line through each pair of points. So I'm doing slope again. I know slope I expected as a fraction could simplify to a whole number, but now I don't have the graph. The way I'm going to do this, the first x, on each pair, we have an x and a y. So the first x, I'm going to call it x1, and the second number, I'm going to call it y1, which means the x of the first point, the y of the first point. That's what it means. So the other ones, I'm going to call it x2, y2, right? The x of the second point and the y of the second point. I know when we covered this, I gave you guys a formula that back then I called it y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do notice that there's always a minus in between. On the top, I'm subtracting the y's, and at the bottom, I'm subtracting the x's. So I'm going to go negative 16 minus 19. Right, the second y minus the first y. At the bottom, I'm going to write negative 1 minus 6. The second x minus the first x. So let me simplify the top. Negative 16 minus 19, I know that is negative 35. Looking at the bottom, a negative 1 and a negative 6, that gives me negative 7. And simplify your fraction if possible. Negative divided by negative, I know it's going to become positive. 35 divided by 7 gives me 5. Sometimes we have a whole number as a slope. Sometimes it stays as a fraction. But make sure you do simplify it. Like I said, sometimes it stays as a fraction. But let me take a look at something like, take a look at number 27. Remember, I'm going to go x1, y1, x2, y2, and then the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the way I'm going to write this would be 11 minus a negative 2. So there is a minus, but don't forget the negative on the 2. So that's what it says, 11 minus a negative 2. At the bottom, I have 13 minus 2. When I'm going to deal the top, I know a minus a negative, like two negative signs together, that becomes plus. So on the top, I have 13. At the bottom, I have 11. 13 over 11, I cannot simplify, so that's it. 13 over 11. It's fine if the bigger number is on top. And from this section, there's also 4 on the final. So from what we saw today, there's 16 on the final. So there were 4 sections, and we want to have four of each. All right. Any questions? All right. Let me take hold of it.